Again, we've got about a minute and 15 seconds to go. So yeah, I helped you make that Discord in 2018. How did you help me make the Discord? I don't remember. I think I was running solo back then. I had nobody helping me. Now I've got a wonderful group of people. Anyways, we are just about 1 minute out, guys, from the news. Again, don't go anywhere after the news spike. A lot of people just leave right after. The real trading for me is after the news. I always say this, but people, they just love to see the spike and then they move on. But I'm telling you, usually the trading setups come after the news event. So if I take any trades, yeah, we will go from there. We're about 30 seconds out. And we'll see if we get anything of substantial interest here today. Accounts blown incoming. Yes, be very careful on this, guys. A lot of traders are going to try and trade the spike. It is a gambling attraction. Gotta be very careful. 10 seconds out, guys. Let's get our breaking news here on NFP. All right, we should see some volatility here. DXY initially making a slight move lower. Here's the 15-minute chart, by the way. This is the 15-minute. No substantial move just yet. Dollar kind of treading lower here. Still going. Look at this. What is this move? This thing looks so bizarre to me right now. It's moving like in slow motion. Am I missing something? Yeah, the dollar index. What the heck was that? Gold is up. NAS is up. Love to see that, man. That trade has probably, let's see, where are we at? Up $6,200 on this trade now. $6,300 on this trade. What a day. Wow. Yeah, NFP must have come out with some cooling numbers. Let's take a look and see what we got. Jobs numbers pending. Forex Factory is not always the fastest with getting the numbers out, but it is coming. If somebody has the numbers, please feel free to share them. Again, NAS making its move, S&P making its move. Gold is up. Look at this, guys. Gold doing the breakout that we just spoke about moments ago. If you're a bull on gold, what a day. Again, this is why we don't try and call what's going to happen before news, because again, it's foolish to do so. People are going to say, oh, it's going to go down, or oh, it's going to go up, and as if they know, right? None of us know what the news is going to be. This is clearly a huge push to the upside. Pullbacks could be interesting, but again, what a day. And again, we got to see 187K, 3.8%. Thank you guys for those numbers. I don't know what's going on with Forex Factory here today. We're like late to the party or something, but again, so interestingly, more jobs created, but unemployment rate ticked up to 3.8%.
Did you know our market scanning software, the EDGEFINDER, just got even better? Check out our newest asset, Bitcoin. That's right, Bitcoin was our most requested feature update, and we're so excited to announce Bitcoin is finally here with plans to add even more crypto in the future. We've also updated our most popular feature, the Smart Money Tracker, adding even more data than before. The EDGEFINDER not only automatically scores 8 different metrics for each asset to give it an overall buy, sell, or neutral score, but it also keeps track of bank and analyst positioning, stores historical fundamental data, shows how assets are trending throughout the day, and so much more. Right now, our YouTube viewers can get the EDGEFINDER at a discounted price when they use promo code A1YT. You can check out the EDGEFINDER with the link down in the description below, and again, get it for the special discounted price when you use promo code A1YT at checkout.
That's pretty meaningful. Average hourly earnings month over month also went down, meaning people that's actually really interesting. Average hourly earnings month over month didn't go down. It just grew at a lesser pace than what was expected. Unemployment rate came out 3.8%. That is the surprise here. And wow, what a move on that one. Real strong push to the upside there. Justified, honestly, it's hard to say, but unemployment rate's ticking up to 3.8%. That is a big jump. So I do think that is probably going to get the Fed's attention, and that's why the markets are loving this, right? Very confusing, right? If you're newer to this stuff, you're trading indices, you say, why the heck would this cause the indices to rally? Well, the Fed is on the watch, right? They want to raise rates to squash inflation. But if the job market is cooling, they may not need to do that. And so stocks say, hey, they're not going to raise rates. Business is going to be more profitable, right? It can be a little bit confusing, and people sometimes like to just dismiss the news as noise and meaningless. But it is actually, I said this yesterday, the markets are wicked smart with news. People think like, oh, news does the opposite of sometimes what it prints. Nope. Once you understand fundamentals, it's very, I've almost never seen, it's very, very rare that a piece of news that is really impactful comes out that points bullish or points bearish and the market goes the other way. Usually it goes exactly what actually makes sense, but people don't understand the fundamentals. So yeah, look at this, guys. That NAS trade, this might be one of my top trades this year. I think the top trade I closed for a profit was like 9,000 so far this year. So we're trying 6,260, and that's one trade closed for like 9,000. It was another NAS trade. I've just been trading the NAS pretty heavily this year. My goal here is to actually trail stops. I would like to get my stop loss probably moved up a little bit further here. Let me show you what I'm thinking here. Again, let's do this. Let's zoom in just a little bit off of this. So in terms of NAS, we put in a nice low here. So I may look to trail my stop. I'd like to see how this candle closes. We've got 30 minutes left and I'm not in a rush. I am very comfortable continuing to hold the NAS. We've got a bullish reading on the S&P, I'm sorry, on the NASDAQ here on the EDGEFINDER. So with that confirmation, I am happy to continue holding this trade. This trade has been a monster mover. And look at that, we had some new additions come on here. US oil showing bullish. Dollar yen, CAD yen, NAS 100, man. Again, trade what you know, trade what you love, trade what works for you. For me, I love trading the indices and gold. I do trade currencies as well occasionally, mostly USD pairs and mostly yen crosses. But right now, again, trade what's making you money. And for me, it's just been the NASDAQ. This thing has just been a monster, and we've caught move after move in the group on this one. Let's see, what else is on the list? Pound Aussie, dollar CAD. No Ivan today, huh? Is Ivan missing? I think he was supposed to come on today. So yeah. Why don't you do scale-ins? You can actually make a lot of money. Well, a lot more money. Well, it just depends. You know, here's the thing. Everybody has their strategies. Some people take partials, some people buy in pieces, they sell in pieces, whatever. I trail stops. It's what I've done for a long time. I've back tested it thoroughly. I've been in this game for like 8 years now. I do what works for me. And I think you should do what works for you. If you trade liquidity grabs, if you trade trend lines, if you trade breakouts, if you trade pullbacks, doesn't really matter. It matters what works for you, what you like to do, what makes sense to you, and what you're comfortable doing. Are you someone who needs a higher win rate in order to trade psychologically comfortable? All that stuff is up to you. That is why trading is not a hard science. It's a bit of an art as well as a science. There's a good mix of both. Yeah. NAS was such a beautiful trade. You're telling me, man. I'm thankful. I'm thankful that we finally caught it. You know, context is key here, though, guys. I've been in a drawdown. This NASDAQ trade has taken me almost all the way out of that drawdown, this single trade. But I had a couple losses trying to buy NAS more than once. So I had a couple losers along the way. But this single trade is making up for all of those losses and more. Yeah, closed NAS buy. Congrats. Good for you. Yeah, really, really a hit. 3.8 jobs created, better than expected. I think you mean 3.8% unemployment, which is worse than expected, but more jobs created. So in that way, Elvis, you're correct. 187. There's more jobs created, but unemployment rate also ticked up. How can both of these be the case? I know that can be a little bit confusing. It's because the participation among the population can change. And so if more people are trying to get jobs or less people are trying to get jobs or more people are, retiring, those things can also sway these numbers. And that's why it can be a little bit confusing at first.
Yeah, actually NFP is a bit interesting today. The actually unemployment rate, it's actually higher, which means it's actually bad. So that's why we see the market actually going up. So yeah, I think that is a good thing, because on our markets, if you check gold, Nasdaq, USD, they were all pushing to the upside, and that is a good sign, especially when we still worried about the inflation going up and stuff like that. So I'm expecting that they might pause the rate, even if maybe they don't really pause, but I think maybe there might be the last increase of the rise of the interest rates, because it seems like things are getting back to normal. The market is actually slowing down, which is a good thing for inflation, actually.
Yeah, no, it's it's a great thing, and I think, Kinzo, I was explaining this a little bit earlier on the stream. Sometimes people are a little bit confused by the idea that slowing in the jobs world and the labor department can cause the stock market to rise, because people would think, innately, before they really understand fundamentals, they'd be like, that sounds terrible for stocks and for indices, but it's like you're saying, the key thing here is that a slowing labor market, it's not a declining labor market, it's a slowing labor market, and that slowing in the labor world will be less inflationary, right? More people getting jobs means more people bidding for houses, more people renting apartments, more people buying things, going on vacations. All of that is inflationary. It causes prices to rise, and that is something the Fed is very very much against. So yeah, you explained that really well. Kenzo, first of all, I want to ask you, of course, about your new chart color here. I know you're a dark chart guy like myself. So what is the white charts here that you've got going on?
Just for a change, man. I actually used a dark theme for quite some time, so now I just want to see things differently. There's nothing much, but I just want to see something different. But it's just the same thing. Yeah, it's just a smaller change, actually.
Okay, fair enough. You've got a setup here. Is this a trade that you are in yourself, or is this something that you're looking? Because you've got of course, the long position set up here on TradingView.
No, on this one actually is the signal that we sent today, but we have a swing trade actually coming from this support area. I think last Friday we were around this area, if you still remember, and we talked about the market bouncing back. And actually the market seriously did that. Actually, we have a very nice long trade. Also on Euro USD, because we knew, not like we knew, but the structure showed us that the market will be bouncing back. If you go on Euro USD, GBP USD, we also have some long positions from that area, since the market was coming from our support area. But anyways, mostly I focus on on Nasdaq. Actually, I have position on Nasdaq, not actually on US30s and GBP USD and Euro. But I think all these markets, they are trying to push the upside, because USD is losing that theme, which is good for now, which is actually good. So the market will be actually trying to continue. Any pair against the dollar might be gaining that momentum for now.
Sure. Yeah, no, that would make sense with the news that we had this morning. Also, Kenzo, that's really cool to see that you're in that NAS trade. It sounds like we're in like the exact same trade. I caught it right around that time. I barely stayed in it. I don't know if you heard me talking about this earlier, but I barely stayed in the NAS trade, and our trades look identical. Like, Chandler, if you flip screens over, look at this. I have like the same trade, same spot, same markups. So and Kenzo, I was so close to getting stopped out.
I see.
Like that was it was.
No, I actually.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I've realized that most of your analysis is quite similar to mine. I don't know if maybe it's because we follow the trends or something like that, but mostly 80% of the time, it's actually quite the same. So when you follow the trend, it's easy just to continue scaling up your trade. So even on gold, we're just continuing buying, as is something that was happening also since last week. So actually, anything against the dollar now, it seems to be trying to cover some momentum, which is good. The news are getting slower now. That is actually good. Actually, since the whole week, if you did check during the week, things were not really good on the dollar side. PMIs, GDP, and I think also unemployment claims,
Jolts.
also or jobless
Yeah.
claims, they were not
Mhm.
actually that great. So which is good actually.
Yeah, no, it was a week of data that really, like you just pointed out, was not great for the dollar. And I'm, Kenzo, that's the thing is sometimes it's just best to keep it really simple. Let's look at what came out for the dollar this week. We had JOLTS job openings, which showed some slowing there. Then we had unemployment claims, which kind of went against it. But as you mentioned, also you had PMI. You have several different. I'm sorry, PCE, core PCE came out, showing some unchanged there, a little bit of stubbornness there. But now with the NFP kind of sealing the deal, with unemployment percentage ticking up, it's been a not great week for the U.S. dollar, and I think right now I'll continue to stay long indices, and in the short term, it does look like pretty much anything against the dollar is catching a little bit of a push to the upside, right? Euro USD will be very interesting to see actually on this candle, though. To that point, though, I mentioned this, marked our zones here just before NFP. There's about 5 minutes left to this candle. It'll be interesting to see, guys, if you're watching Euro, if you're watching Pound, how these candles close. Because again, the news is out. We had the pop, but what you really want to see, if you're a dollar bear, if you're trying to trade Euro to the upside, or you're trying to trade gold to the upside, you want to see these candles probably close with some strength, because that's going to signal to other people, hey, this thing is strong, right? Like if it closes like this, right? If we see that close, all the other people who are watching this are going to say, wow, that's a strong breakout. Any pullback signs are going to be supported likely, and there could be some further upside. What you don't want to see here in the last few minutes is this thing just kind of get crushed back underneath resistance. So that's at least what I'm paying attention to here, Kenzo, as we watch the kind of end of this hourly candle.
Yeah, but on that Euro USD, if maybe you go on a bigger time frame on my side, I think it's a very nice uptrend. Maybe on a smaller time frame you can't see that, but on a bigger time frame, I think the market will still actually continue pushing to the upside. You can see these areas where the market respected. So this playground here, the market might just go up and down, but at the end of the day, we might see the market repeating the same thing that happened here. Also here, you can see that the market is just doing the same thing, but it might take time because the market won't just make things obvious. So it will just consolidate a little bit before we see a nice push.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I mean, that Euro, and it's like if you just, as you pointed out there, Kenzo, catching one of those swings is huge, especially if you're patient and willing to hold on to winners. If this market does start to rally for the Euro and hits that longer term area of support, kind of bounces off it and keeps going, there's a lot of profit potential there. Not necessarily dollars, because it just depends on your account size and that sort of thing, but in terms of risk to reward, there's some beautiful opportunities there if this dollar continues to kind of weaken. So will be very, very interesting to see play out.
Don't forget to check out the links in the description if you want our broker recommendation, access to our free Discord, free EDGEFINDER, or want to chat with us on Telegram. Remember, you can watch us live in the markets every morning starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and we have lots more free trading tools and content available on our website, a1trading.com. Thanks for watching.